This is Zach Cook with my final for Game 218, Scripting for Designers. So I decided to work in the level that I had worked in for my first two projects and to end the semester by adding to it. Head and play through the level once.
Hello. Welcome to Stanford Industries. You must be here for the interview? Please take this keycard and head through the door over there. Take the elevator up.
I don't think you're supposed to be here. Maybe you should leave.
Are you here for the interview? Go through the door at the end of the room. Oh. The key cards don't work on that door. Let me get that for you.
I'm only going to go over what I've changed because I have gone back into the older parts of the project and cleaned it all up where I could. So, like, I play these sounds through the matinee rather than through the blueprint themselves when I can. This one, rather than have, because the matinee is just, is only that, I decided not to add in the sounds to the matinee. But I have gone in and synced these up a lot better. And this is all defunct code that I had deleted but must have undone deleting. So cleaning up parts that weren't used. So I've set up this matinee. I didn't change these too much. I did get the particle effect and the sounds working in here rather than playing them all off of a long blueprint. So the sounds, the sparks, the creaking, that is all in the matinee now. I went and dug a little subtraction in here for it to stay inside rather than just being snapped to the top of the ceiling where it was before. So now that's in its own little groove. I changed the textures in here so that players know that that's where it needs to go. The camera matinee is more or less the same. And so I added a lot of new functionality with the AI. So to begin with, we'll start with this guy. And so I have the setup that we went over in class for waypoints. For event begin play, it's going to set destination, it's going to get the AI controllers. We have a waypoint, which is an array of actors. Current waypoint is an integer. And then every tick, you're going to move to your destination location, projected to navigation. And then if you fail or you are at your goal, it is going to move up in current waypoint and check if the current waypoint is longer or at the end of the length. And if it is greater or equal to the length, it's going to set it back to 0. And if it's not, it's just going to go ahead and go. And there's a short delay to show that he's thinking thinking about it. And then I have this sound set up. I'll go ahead and demonstrate real quick again.
I don't think you're supposed to be here. Maybe you should leave. I don't think you're supposed to be here. Maybe you should leave.
So as you can see, it doesn't activate every time I get in front of him. It plays on component begin overlap. It checks to make sure that that's the player pawn, and if it is, it's going to do once, play the sound. And this do once, the reset is attached to end overlap. Once again, branch to make sure it's the player that's ending overlap. And then there's going to be a short delay. So no matter what, the earliest that the sound can do once, play again, is going to be 4 seconds after the player has stopped overlapping with the front of him. And so I have his waypoint system set up to be waypoint 1, 2, 3, and 4, which is this square around the center of the room. And I have this NPC, which is only the moving between waypoints. She's not going to have anything to say, and her waypoints are 5, 6, 7, and 8. So she moves through those. And then this character is set up from, rather than having waypoints, going to have the get random reachable point in radius. The origin is going to be an origin actor that I have set to waypoint 3. So she's going to move in a random point in a radius 2,000 units around that. And so finally, I have this guy who doesn't have a waypoint array set up. What he has is overlap on trigger box. It's going to check, obviously, to make sure it's the player. And then it's going to check to see if this is his first time having talked with him. And if it is, it's going to play the sound and set has talked to true. So after that, even if the player walks in and out
Are you here
again,
for the interview? Go through the
won't
door
play
at
it
the end of the
anymore
room.
after that. So next, he has it set to every time you walk in after that, it's going to has talked will be true, so it's going to come down here to this next branch, and that's going to be has tried door. So that's set to false by default, and that's not going to turn into true until the player comes over here and presses E on this blueprint, and that's going to send it to has tried door properly by getting the blueprint, and then play a sound to let the player know that they have pressed E, just to give the player, feedback. And so then, now that has tried door is true, it's going to do once, play his second dialogue sound, wait a short while, and then move to the location where the destination is waypoint door. And then it's going to have a short delay to wait for him to get there, and then it's going to play the matinee that opens the door. Go ahead and demonstrate.
Are you here for the interview? Go through the door at the end of the room. Oh, the key cards don't work on that door. Let me get that for you.
So then the door opens, and that's the end of the level. So there was a lot of going back and fixing up old stuff, especially with the matinees. When we learned more things about matinees, I went back and used that where I could, because the matinees from the first level, it wouldn't play the sound in the matinee, it would wait a delay that would correspond with how long the door takes to open. So I've gotten better practices on that, and I've set up the rooms to have much better lighting. I've set up the music to play consistently throughout of it rather than having a weird attenuation that I used to have. And I've set up this cubby hole so that that doesn't look as awkward. So yeah, all in all, I'm very happy with how it all turned out, and I think I covered a lot, if not all, of the functionality that